Okay, so we're back into the US area of the Paris Airshow in Hall 3. We're going to hear from a German in a minute, from Florian Rohe.
Yes, perfect.
Who is the, I'm going to read your badge, Managing Director of Aerotec Systems at General Atomics. You were on the General Atomics stand. In fact, you've got a number of stands because you do so much stuff. You've been filling me in on this before we started. So, well, thanks for joining us. And we're here to really talk about this aircraft behind us. There we are.
Yes.
Here it is. And you were explaining to me what it does. It's a real multi-purpose, small, regional aircraft. Just fill us in on what this aircraft is and what it does and why you're here talking about it this week in the Airshow.
Okay, thanks very much for coming to our booth today.
No problem.
I'm more than happy to explain a little bit about this working horse.
Yeah.
It's we call it a Swiss knife, you know.
Okay.
It's a really multifunctional aircraft. And it has a long history already. So the maiden flight was 1981.
Okay.
And went through different stages of modification, upgrades, of course. So what we do now is re-establishing a supply chain for manufacturing this aircraft again.
Yep.
And we're quite far advanced for having the rollout of the first newly manufactured aircraft by end of this year.
Okay.
So we're quite proud of our progress we've done over the last couple of years.
Yep.
And while this aircraft is a multi-role aircraft, so you can use it as a passenger aircraft. So we've seen it flying in civil airspace, connecting mainland with islands, for instance. We see it flying in the UK on the Channel Islands for renewed.
This is small numbers of people. This is what, up to 19?
Up to 19 passengers. Yes, exactly. 19 passengers.
Yeah.
Short flights usually, but where you require special aircraft with a special flight envelope, special performance. And that's exactly what this aircraft provides.
Yeah.
It is a stall capabilities or short takeoff and landing capabilities, where you can have all the payload still in the aircraft, used to the maximum takeoff weight, and can still operate from very, very short runways.
Yeah.
This is one of the big advantages, but this aircraft can land as well in the Arctic area.
Yeah.
So there are skis available, so you can use it for any kind of research activities in this area.
Yeah.
Can land on unpaved runways. So this is really the Swiss knife. You can
The aviation industry, yeah. So you said you're on a roadmap to producing more from the end of, when was it? You were saying
end of this year.
End of this year. So we'll see new versions. What's new about the new version then? It's not a new airframe. There's got to be new stuff in it, I'm sure.
No, yes, of course.
It wasn't new about it.
No. So one of the main topics is that we rely on European suppliers, which is one of the key items really to ensure that there's a stable supply chain. What we've seen in the past is that the supply chain was really one of the challenging items.
Right.
By even hit by different external factors like geopolitical situations, COVID, just to name one.
Of course, yeah.
So we decided to do as much as we can in-house. So we will do the complete wing manufacturing in our own facilities. We will do all the flight controls in our facilities.
Yeah. The engines on this, I know they are also in use in another one of the aircraft that you produce, which is behind the camera over there on the ceiling, which is a unmanned drone, but it's a different version, a commercial version of the engine. But explain why these engines are special and why they are configured for this particular aircraft.
Absolutely. These engines are very powerful engines for this kind of turboprop class.
Yeah.
They are extremely fuel efficient, and they were, let's say, proven over the last decade. So they are really very reliable engines. So that's why we can see them in the civil version in our aircraft, but as well in our remotely piloted aircraft. In the MQ-9s as the military version.
Yeah.
So it's a really very reliable aircraft and provides the power we need to do this short takeoff and landing, flying, so you can take off with the maximum takeoff weight, even on very, very short.
And efficient to run as well, you were saying, I think. They're
absolutely.
Obviously very sustainable and so on. The turboprop market is interesting at the moment. I think there's other people around. We went to see the ATR guide. We've seen Deutsche aircraft. You were telling me they're not quite in the same class as you. They have a larger aircraft will be doing different things, but it's still about regional connectivity. It's still about what these things can do and bring a connectivity to the world that really still doesn't exist. It's surprising. I think there are economically productive areas of the world which aren't linked by air, and still people are going by ground. So tell us what you think is the future for the turboprop market. Are we on the cusp of quite a severe ramp up there?
Absolutely. So I'm fully supporting, let's say, ATR's view or the propeller guy's view on that one. because the propeller is the most efficient power plant you can have for an aircraft, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that there's nothing else. So why are we getting with jet engines even bigger and bigger in the diameter? It's just because you need this high flow of these engines, and exactly what a turboprop can achieve.
Okay.
And it's the perfect fit, especially for connecting, let's say, the main hub or the mainland with remote islands. We have a Japanese customer who is doing this as well, connecting, being a domestic carrier for these islands to connect the remote outstations with the main
these
cities.
island communities. You forget how many island communities there are out there in certain countries. It's
absolutely
astonishing.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about how the show's gone. Probably talked to a lot of clients, potential clients.
Yes.
What's the feeling? Are you seeing a lot of interest in the aircraft?
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. So we see a demanding market for this specific type of aircraft.
Yeah.
Usually, it's of course to the multi-role functionality of the aircraft, and we see a lot of demand, of course, in terms of surveillance aircraft, maritime surveillance aircraft, military purposes, border control, fishery control. So the German Navy is using as pollution control aircraft in the North and the Baltic Sea. So there are many applications, and we see a strong demand as well due to geopolitical situations going forward in these markets. And of course, because the aircraft is connecting people from remote locations to the main cities, to the main hubs, of course. With this class of aircraft, you can operate really on unpaved runways, on very high altitudes. The best example is the Lukla airport in Nepal. The famous one. Where only two type of aircraft can land and take off. And this is one of these aircraft. Right. So quite proud of.
Yeah. I see you've got the badge, the pin badge. Whenever I go anywhere, people always point at this and go, "Oh, wow, that's amazing! What is it?" I try and explain. I'm not very good at explaining. It's obviously the Dornier airframe, isn't it? And it's amazing. The Dornier, I guess, airframe has got that sense of cachet about it, sort of a legend, isn't it?
It is. It is indeed.
Really. It's been kept alive almost.
Yes, absolutely. It is indeed, and it's really to the unique design, I think, and it is a very special design for the Dornier 228 with the rectangular airframe. It's made for the purpose, right?
Yeah.
And you can even from the old days when this aircraft was invented and designed by the engineers, they put so much brain, let's say, and so much ideas into this aircraft that you can't really change it. You can't really improve it.
Yeah.
So what has been done a couple of years ago, they tried with the new technology, new methods, new computers. They tried to improve the wing profile. They tried to improve the performance of the wing, and it wasn't possible.
Right. So it's perfect.
It's almost perfect. So nothing to change for us. And it was Tragfläche neuer Technologie, as it was called at this time, the wing of new technology. And it was it's a legend.
Yeah. Before we finish, with the final word, General Atomics, you were telling me about the history of it. We can't go into the history of it because it's so long, but interesting. But you were telling me the family owner is in fact, he walked past a minute ago. He's 90 years old. He's here. He's done 3 days and he's still here and stood up straight, which is amazing because it's hard work. So what an amazing business this is, run by the founder who's 90 years old and still involved.
Exactly. Quite proud to work for this company. The General Atomics is still owned and led by Neil Blue. He's 90 years, even more than 90 years old now. He's on the show every day with us. And supporting. So it's really a family business, although it's a worldwide acting company. But this makes, let's say, the business so efficient, the way forward efficient, and it's a sustainable business we're looking for. So we're not jumping on every wave or on every trend, let's say. So we are trying to do a robust, solid, and reliable business, and that's what the Family Blue stands for.
Brilliant. Look, Florian, thanks for that. Really fascinating to hear about this, and good luck with it. We'll
Thank you very much.
Progress.
Thanks very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.